If you are preparing for your CCNA, CompTIA A Plus or Network Plus exam, this video here is for you. In this video, I'll be explaining how to compress an IPv6 address to shorten it as much as possible. In the exams I just mentioned now, a question on this topic appears always, where they'll be writing an IPv6 address and tell you to shorten it as much as possible. So here I'll be showing you how to do it using the two rules I mentioned here above here. I know many people fear the IPv6 address if they see a lengthy hexadecimal text, they panic. But if you understand these rules here, you will be able to simplify any IPv6 address within seconds. Without wasting much time, let's start. Rule number 1 states that remove the leading zeros and replace any hex state of 4 zeros with a single zero. Here it is saying we remove the leading zeros. When we say leading zeros, we mean the zero that comes before a particular number or letter. For instance, this one here, you have 0db8. So this 0 here is a leading 0. When shortening it, we will remove this 0, we'll ignore it. But if you come to our hex state here, which is 2001, you can see we have two zeros, but they are not leading. There is a number in front of them. So this one, we write it the way it is. The zeros will be written. They are not going to be removed. And if you come here to this fourth one here, you realize we have 004, 0004. So all these three zeros are part of the leading zeros because they came first. Because they came first in this hex state. Therefore, we will ignore all of them and only write 4, which is a bit different from the 4 zeros here. That one applies to this rule here, where it says replace any hex state of 4 zeros with a single 0. So you realize that here we have 4 zeros. Therefore, we are not going to ignore all of them, but we will write only 1 0 to replace all the 4. The same thing applies to here, here, and here. So let's do that first before going to the second rule. Now let's try to apply rule number 1. So we have 2001. Remember, we are not ignoring these zeros because they are not leading. So we write this one as it is, then colon. You have 0db8. So this 0 is a leading 0. We will ignore it and only write db and db8 and then colon. Here we have 4 zeros. So we will not ignore all the 4 zeros, but we will represent them with 1 0. Then we move. Here we have 0004. All these 3 zeros are leading zeros because they came first. So we ignore all of them and only write the 4. Okay. So here now you realize here we will have entire zeros. All the 4 are zeros. So we write 1 0 for it. The same thing applies to the next one, 0. And this one also we write 0. And then the last one, we write it like as it is. Then the last one we have 1 2 3 4. We write 1 2 3 4. Here now we have applied our first rule by removing the leading zeros and replacing the hex state with 4 zeros with a single 0. Here now we have 2001. Since we removed this 0 here, we are left with db8, which we wrote here. All these 4 zeros, we represented them with 1 0, which is this 0 here. Here you have 0004. We ignore all the first 3 zeros. We wrote only 4 here. So these groups of 0 you have here, 1, 2, 3. Each of them, we represent them with a single 0. Then we brought this number down here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is rule number 1. We are done with rule number 1. Now let's go to rule number 2. Rule number 2 says replace a group of consecutive zeros with a double colon, which is this sign here. When you say a group of consecutive zeros, for this instance, these three, we have all these are 0, all these are 0, all these are 0. So now to shorten it further, we are not going to write all these zeros, but we will just write a double colon. To do that now, let's carry on. Now we will have 2001 colon db8 yeah, we bring down our 0. So this, okay, we bring down our 4 here. Sorry. Now these 3 zeros, since they are consecutive, since they are following each other, we are not going to write any of them. Instead, we will write a double colon, which is like this. So you realize here now we have double colons following each other. And then we come and write the last one here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the most simplified version of this IPv6 address given here. Now here we have applied the second rule, which here we replace a group of consecutive zeros with a double colon. So in this one, we only have consecutive zeros here, which are these 1, 2, 3 zeros. So we replace them with a double colon, which is here. So therefore, our final version of this IPv6 address will be 2001 db8 0 4 double colon and then 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the most simplified version of it. Let's try another example again. Here we have our second example. Let's try to solve this one together also for more understanding. In this one, you see we have the same 8 hex states, and therefore we need to simplify them as much as possible. Without wasting much time, let's apply the rules again like we did in the previous one. So our rule number 1 says remove the leading zeros and replace any hex state of 4 zeros with a single 0. Let's try to do that now. Since this one don't have any leading 0, we write it the way it is. FE80 and colon. We have here we have 4 zeros, and here our rule said replace any hex state of 4 zeros with a single 0. So since we have 4 zeros here, we replace them with a single 0. Then we go. The same thing applies to these two. All of them are zeros, so we replace each of them with a single 0. So we have 0 and then 0 again. Then this one here, we have it starts with a number, so we write it the way it is, which is 3ABC. Yeah. Then this one also we have zeros, and here 2 zeros. So let's replace them with a single 0. You have a 0 here, colon, and you have another 0. Then the final one, we have 3 leading zeros in the final one. So we ignore all these 3 zeros because they are leading zeros. They came first before a number. So we ignore them and only write the 1. Here now we have applied our first rule, and we have replaced the hex date with 4 zeros with a single 0. Now let's move on to apply our second rule to get it more simplified. In getting that done, the second rule said replace a group of consecutive zeros with a double colon. Now here is where many people get confusion. because you can see we have two groups of zeros. We have 1, 2, 3 set. All these zeros are following each other. All we have 1, 2, 3 set. All these zeros are following each other, followed by this number. But here also we have two here, which have two sets following each other, two sets of zeros following each other. But remember, it said replace a group. So in this place here, we will select either this or this. But in most cases, you go with the ones with the largest number of zeros. So here you can see you have three sets. So we will replace this with a double colon. But we are not going to replace this one with a double colon, because according to the rule, you are only allowed to use a double colon once. If you use two double colons, it will be confusing, because the machine will not understand whether this is the one that is having three sets or this is the one that is having three sets. That is why you use only one double colon in a particular IPv6 address. So in doing that, we go by FE80 colon. Then these three consecutive zeros, we replace them with another colon. Then you have 3ABC. Another colon. Then these zeros, you will write them. We are not replacing them with any double colon. So these ones, we write them the way they are. If you follow the rules, you will get it right. Have 0, 0, and then we write our 1. This is the most simplified version of this IPv6 address written at the top here. So now we have FE80 double colon 3ABC colon 0 colon 0, and then we have our 1 here. So this is the most simplified version of it. This is all for now. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.